Stop doing it. Stop chasing perfection. Perfection does not exist. And if it did, how hard would it be to actually create something that's perfect? It'd be damn near impossible, I think. Perfection is a word that actually, and I think it hinders the creative process. Why? Because while you're out there trying to create the thing that's perfect, you're not creating anything else because you're chasing this idea of perfection or this idea of what you think should be the right thing. That's not how creativity works, okay? There's this thing, I'm pretty sure it's Japanese, and I believe that I try to kind of structure things this way. There's a term called wabi-sabi, right? And it's basically like finding the beauty in imperfections. So back in the day, if let's say a vase or something was broken in the house or whatever, instead of throwing that vase away because now it's imperfect, what the Japanese would do is they would take that vase, they would put it back together, and where all the cracks and all the pieces that were broken were, they would put gold foil. I believe it was gold foil. They would put gold in between all those cracks, and they would reassemble that piece. And that piece would now have a completely different look and vibe to it, but there was beauty in that newly imperfect piece. Wabi-sabi. If you take that concept and you transfer it over to your art, whether that's photography or painting or screenwriting or whatever it is you do. For me as a photographer, if I take that concept, right, and I shoot something and I look at it and I'm like, you know what, I could change the lighting to make it look a little more whatever, or maybe my composition is slightly off. Why don't I just take a minute and sit with that piece and see if what I'm trying to say with that piece really outweighs the technical perfection of that piece, okay? Sit with that for a second. Does the thing you're creating, whether it's imperfectly lit or the composition is imperfect, or if you're doing a painting, if your strokes are imperfect, does that make it less beautiful? Does that give it less life? I bet it doesn't. I bet if you took the time to sit with that piece, you would honestly say, you know what, I don't need to recreate this. I don't need to try to make it better. This actually says what I want it to say. And isn't that what art is all about? Creating something that says what you want it to say. And don't get me wrong, it's not about having to create something where the masses enjoy it. That's not art. Now, if you're working for a client, right, and you've got the storyboard and everything and you're shooting for the client, yes, you have to shoot in order to create an image or whatever that the client finds useful and will license from you, okay? That's commerce. Now, if you're creating art, the only person that has to like it is you. So why are you chasing a perfect piece of art when the reality is the art that you're creating is probably what your heart needs to create to begin with? It's not about It's not about creating it for somebody else. It's about creating it for you. You know, Rick Rubin says that about the music that he produces and creates with all these very famous artists, okay? At the end of the day, it has to be for you. Art is for you. It's not for the masses. If the masses end up liking it, all well and good. That's cool. But if you're not satisfied with it, no matter how much you try to make it perfect, it's really not the thing that you should create. It's not your heart. Your heart is not in that piece. If your image has so-so lighting and the composition isn't that great and the subject matter isn't that great, but it is a piece of art that you created that you actually love, guess what? All the other perfect stuff doesn't even matter. It just doesn't matter. You have to create what's in your heart. And when you do that, then all those imperfections won't matter at all. Think about it. The imperfections won't matter because it's what your heart needs to create. And if you created this piece, there's beauty in imperfection. Wabi sabi. Peace.